Welcome to the WHHI-TV Daily News. I'm Betsy McDaniel. As always, there's a lot to cover in the Lowcountry, so let's get started with today's headlines. It has been more than 30 months since January 6th, and just now, 25-year-old Tyler Bradley Dykes of Bluffton has been arrested and charged for his alleged involvement in the attack on the U.S. Capitol. Among the charges against Dykes are felonies for civil disorder and assaulting, resisting, and impeding law officers. He's been identified in video footage tearing down barriers along with other rioters and holding a shield while helping overwhelm a line of law enforcement officers. Dykes is now one of more than 1,000 people arrested for the January 6th incident. Dykes has already pleaded guilty to charges in the Charlottesville riots of 2017. What's the latest phone scam we're being warned about? Well, it comes from people impersonating local firefighters, particularly those from the Burton Fire Department, calling and soliciting funds. The fire department says it will never ask for money or personal information over the phone. Also, the Sheriff's Department has reported an uptick in calls alleging that you've missed jury duty. But don't worry, you can get that taken care of through payments to the scammer. While we are talking firefighters, the town of Hilton Head has reassigned 2 of its captains to a newly formed Community Outreach and Recruitment Division, hoping to add some numbers to the island's fire rescue department. B.J. Ferguson and Lee Jenkins both grew up on the island and have each put in more than 15 years as firefighters. Their new jobs will include community engagement and recruiting new fire rescue employees. The Beaufort Black Chamber of Commerce is hoping to start moving forward again with hiring new leadership. Marilyn Harris has various leadership roles for the federal government, not only here in the U.S., but in Europe. She replaces longtime leader Larry Holman, who got sideways with the Black Chamber's board over financial issues within the chamber. Harris, who moved to the Lowcountry in 2015, has worked as an investigator for the U.S. House Appropriations Committee and with the Department of Veterans Affairs, the Department of the Army, and the White House. She has also served on the boards of a number of Lowcountry nonprofits since moving here. The central issue in the opening arguments in the case against a Marine Corps drill instructor accused in the death of a recruit is 2 conflicting versions of what happened on June 4th of 2021. The prosecution says Staff Sergeant Stephen Smiley didn't do his job, and because of it, 19-year-old New Jersey recruit Dalton Beals died of heat stroke. Smiley's lawyers say a second autopsy of Beals showed he had an undiagnosed heart condition and his death couldn't have been prevented. The prosecution in the jury trial is continuing to present its case at Parris Island. And the daily thrill of potentially becoming a multimillionaire continues as nobody won Tuesday's Mega Millions jackpot, raising the payout to at least $720 million for Friday night's drawing. 8 people, none of them from around here, did win at least $1 million by matching the 5 white balls, missing only the Mega Millions ball. The Powerball drawing Wednesday night could be worth over $1 billion, the 3rd largest jackpot in Powerball history. By the way, the real winners are our school-age kids. The state lottery reports fiscal year 2023 brought in the 2nd largest haul in the 20-year history of the lottery, nearly $600 million, a quarter of that going directly to the education in the state. The media sources on your screen will have more on these and other stories, and we would love for you to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram at WHHI-TV. And if you have an idea for a news story, we'd love to hear it, so drop us a line at news@WHHITV.com. And now here's Justin Jarrett with what happened last night in the Lowco.
Hey, it's time for Last Night in the Lowco on WHHI, powered by LowcoSports.com. The Hilton Head 10 and under All-Stars are still alive in the Dixie Youth Baseball Minors state tournament up in Clemson after routing Lancaster 17-7 last night in an elimination game. The Island boys broke it open with an 8-run 3rd inning and ended it after 4 on the 10-run mercy rule to survive and advance. They'll face another elimination game against Moncks Corner at 5 p.m. tonight. Hitting the links, we have a whole lot of Lowco on the leaderboard after the first round of the Blade Junior Classic up in Greer. May River's Robbin Zetrouer was in solo 2nd in the girls division after carding an opening 78, with Hilton Head's Lexi Milbrandt and fellow Shark Claire Green also in the top 10. And a quartet of Lowco golfers were among the top 5 in the boys division, with Hilton Head Prep's Jack Crousore 3 shots back in 4th after shooting 70, and teammate Cade Kriscunas another shot back and tied for 5th, along with Hilton Head Christian Academy's Gabe Schmitz and Bluffton's Luke Block. Some of Schmitz's HHCA teammates are representing South Carolina in the PGA High School Golf National Invitational in Frisco, Texas, and the Eagles were in 30th place among 50 teams after round 2. Sage Bradshaw continued to lead the way for HHCA in a tie for 14th at 1 under par through 36 holes. For Lowco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Lowco.
Thanks, Justin. Well, is it going to stay this hot out there? Let's find out from Maria Soden.
Thanks, Betsy. Yep, so taking a look ahead, we still are going to be under heat advisory for the next few days, but we should be seeing the temperatures dip down back into the 80s by the end of the week. Also, we are going to continue to see some more thunderstorms as we get into the weekend. So taking a look at Thursday, it's going to be partly cloudy with a thunderstorm or two in the afternoon. It should be clearing up by the evening. Hilton's going to have a high 95, a low of 79. Bluffton's going to have a high 95, a low of 79. And Buford's going to have a high 96 and a low of 79. We are going to have a real feel of 111 on Thursday. So if you're going to be outside for extended periods of time, do be careful and stay hydrated. Taking a look at the sunrise for Thursday, it's going to be at 6:30 and sunset's going to be at 8:28. Taking a look at the beach tides, high tide's going to be at 11:36 a.m. and low tide's going to be at 6:57 p.m. Taking a look into the rest of the weekend, Friday it's going to be sunny with a thunderstorm in the afternoon. Highs in the upper 90s, lows in the 70s. Come Saturday, it's going to be cloudy with thunderstorms throughout the day and into the evening. Highs in the 90s, lows in the 70s. And then come Sunday, it's going to be cloudy with a thunderstorm in the afternoon and then another one later in the evening with the highs dipping down into the 80s, lows in the 70s. That's it for today. Let's head it back to the desk.
Thanks, Maria. And we'll be back after a quick break to learn about a fundraiser that's going to be a lot of fun this fall. Stay with us.